Hello there, folks. How in the world are you anyway? We are here for race number 14 of the Mobil 1 Cup Series, which is coming here from Michigan Speedway. Last night, well, actually, no, it wasn't last night. It was yesterday, because we ran in the daytime. Dylan Young pulled off, I don't know, a Trevor Bayne, a Tim Tebow, a walk-off homer, whatever you want to call it, move in his second start in the Oreo Truck Series, taking the checkered flag, and we are expecting the intensity, just the unknowns of this race to be just as equal as they were yesterday, and I guess you could say the surprises as well. Coming into this race is Jake Rogers, the points leader, and he's now the points leader in 2 series. He just widened his points lead in the Oreo Truck Series race with, not a great finish, but a finish nonetheless in the race yesterday. And Timmy Pacioli, who came in second in the standings, I think he was only 1 point back, ended up finishing out of the race. So Jake Rogers is now leading the Oreo Truck Series points, and he also leads the Mobil 1 Cup Series points here coming into this race. He has a 7-point advantage over Ray Wilson. So on the pole for today's race, it's going to be Jared Crocious. Crocious has been on the pole for a few races, but the last time he went to victory lane was when he picked up his first career win, and that came beginning of this season at Daytona. He'll start off alongside of John Dillon, and then it's John Brace beside of Jack Richards. Devin Wilson will line up alongside of Stephen Dillon. Diego Brace, he'll line up beside Robert Ban. Robert Ban coming off a real good finish last week at Daytona. I believe he finished in 3rd. James Bald going to line up beside of Jordan Hester, and then it's Christian James with John Worry. Timmy Pacioli is going to line up alongside of Arnold Columbia. Anthony McCurry alongside of Patrick Murphy, who has moved up to 2nd in the Snickers Cup Series point standings as a rookie and is doing fairly well here in this series. He may be able to make 2 chases in this season. Jake Berg, he'll line up beside of Jake Cole. Noel Stiller alongside of Ziggy Bain, who's trying to fight his way into the top 10 in the standings. He's down there still in between 8th to 15th position range in the standings, and so he still is just trying to get consistent finishes. T.O. Bain going to be riding on alongside of Dougie Shears, Lisa Shears beside Jacob Rodriguez. Angel D'Souza going to line up alongside of Kenny McCurry, and then it's Kristen Worry. Nice to see her back in the Mobil 1 Cup Series. She's finally made another race. She'll line up alongside of Nick Eggleston. Adam Chambers going to start off alongside of Robert Cruz. Got theirs 2nd in the standings, 7 points back. Ray Wilson, he'll start off alongside of Bob Fergus. Adam Rose will start beside of Daniel Schwab. There's Jake Rogers. He'll line up alongside of Ralph Green, who also is very much in possible chase contention. Amy Nathan is another driver that's in chase contention here in the 55. She'll line up alongside of Corey Williams. Michael Harvey will line up beside of Sean Gallion, coming off of a 2nd place finish at Daytona. And then you got Brandon Gonzalez and Matthew Rodriguez, the rest of the field. So we're going to get these cars rolling off here with Jared Crocious leading the way with John Dillon. Well, here today, not only are drivers trying to make their way into the chase and into the top 10 in the standings by finishing well, but also there are a few drivers that are outside of the top 35 or outside the top 10 that are mathematically out of getting into the chase via top 10 that a win here today could secure them a spot into the chase. Timmy Pacioli has 2 wins already this season. A 3rd one could definitely get him in. The same could be said for Brandon Gonzalez, who also has 2 wins. And also you can't count out the driver Anthony McCurry, who is not doing well in the standings but has a win at Talladega. If he could win today, that'd be 2 wins for him. And then I guess it would pretty much be between himself, Timmy Pacioli, and Brandon Gonzalez, who would get into spots 11 and 12 with most wins this season. But it is Jared Crocious, John Dillon getting us underway. Green flag is out, and Crocious and Dillon, or make that Crocious and Brace, John Brace, both getting excellent start-offs for this race, and they'll slide into 1st and 2nd right off the bat. Jared Crocious is a go-or-go homer over in the Oreo Truck Series. Doing fairly well here in the Mobil 1 Cup Series. Obviously started off the season right, as he'll now lose the lead to John Brace, but winning the Daytona race to start off the season, and he's not doing so bad over in the Mobil 1 Cup Series either. I'm sorry, in the Snickers Cup Series, driving the number 4 for Red Bull Racing. And there's Jack Richards. Richards is actually not doing well in the standings at all, but it always seems like he qualifies very, very well as the caution is waving. Caution is out. Not certain who for. We'll find out in just a minute, as John Brace looks like he is going to lead them to the caution flag. He's not going to get a challenge, and so we'll take a look and see who's involved. John Worry is one of them. Jake Berg as well. And I do believe that John Worry and Jake Berg are the only two drivers involved. As I look through the field here, nobody else appears to have a scratch on them. Let's see, maybe it was just a two-car incident to put us under the caution for the first time today here at Michigan. Well, it looks like it's a case right here of car getting loose heading into the corner. Is there any contact between Theo Bain and Jake Berg right here? No, none at all. Jake Berg just goes up the racetrack there, and John Worry is there, nowhere he can go. And oh man, look at the 20 car flip upside down. Luckily, when he did come to rest, it was on all four wheels. He was upside down, airborne, in the air there, but Jake Berg and John Worry actually a chase contender getting caught up here, and so that's a problem for John Worry, obviously, and Jake Berg as well, but it was only a two-car incident. And so we will prepare to go back under green on lap 7 of 30. Only one car retiring from the race, and that was chase contender John Worry. So obviously this may have taken him out of contention to be a driver to battle it out for the Mobil Cup Series Championship this season. But John Brace leads the way. Jack Richards second, Jared Croce third, Diego Brace up there in fourth, and James Bald in fifth. Timmy Pacioli runs in sixth, seventh is Anthony McCurry, eighth is Noel Stiller, ninth is Devin Wilson, Ziggy Bain runs in 10th. Stephen Dillon is 11th, Christian Janes is 12th, John Dillon back to 13th, 14th Lisa Shears, Robert Bann is 15th, Patrick Murphy runs in 16th, 17th Angel D'Souza, Adam Chambers is 18th, 19th is Jake Cole, and Theo Bain runs in 20th. 21st right now is Jordan Hester. Ray Wilson runs in 22nd. According to our live points system, he would be only 4 points behind Jake Rogers right now. Still second in the standings. Dougie Shears is 23rd. Adam Rose 24th. There's our points leader, Jake Rogers. Only 3 positions behind Ray Wilson. Then you got Jake Rogers in 26th. Jacob Rodriguez in 26th. Nick Eggleston 27th. 28th Arnold Columbia. 29th is Kenny McCurry, and 30th is Christian Worry. The rest of the top 35, Robert Cruz, Amy Nathan, Michael Harvey, Brandon Gonzalez, and Bob Fergus. So John Brace going to lead him back to green as we move up to his car. Pace car has peeled off, and John Brace will get us back underway. John Brace still winless this season in the Mobil 1 Cup Series. He does have one win in his career. It came at Daytona, the season opener of the Snickers Cup Series Season 2. But yet, has no wins in the Mobil 1 Cup Series, and yet, he is a chase contender. Seeing the number 27 of James Bald right there, coming up right behind Jared Croce, third on that inside line there, that blue and yellow and light blue and purple car. He was actually a contender for the championship last season, along with Matthew Rodriguez and Sean Galligan, but this season has just been one big nightmare for that ride and that driver. And so he's pretty much had to be content with competing over in the Oreo Truck Series and the Snickers Cup Series, and so he's going to be trying to make the chase over in one of those two series, or maybe both. Things have moved into a pretty single-file mode now, as John Brace still leads, Croce second, and then it's James Bald in third. Fourth position, now firmly in control, is Anthony McCurry, and Noel Stiller moves into fifth, as now John Brace gets a challenge. Jared Croce, the pole sitter, back to where he started, out in front. Anthony McCurry back there battling Now for third with John Brace. Ooh, nearly got turned up the racetrack there by Noel Stiller and Ziggy Bain, one of those drivers I told you was a championship contender, a chase contender. He is up there now inside the top 10, currently running unofficially in the 8th position. Comes Diego Brace down on the inside line. He's battling it out there with Noel Stiller and Ziggy Bain. Not surprised to be seeing Diego Brace doing so well here, even though he has not made very many Mobil 1 Cup Series races. But he has been making quite a few races over in the Snickers Cup Series in the 99 for Roush Fenway Racing. So he's obviously got some experience now with racing style and doing very well in that number 33. Now moved himself into the 4th position behind Crocious, Brace, and McCurry. And now McCurry going to go to work for the 2nd position underneath of John Brace. There he is. He's one of those drivers I mentioned could work his way into the chase by winning 2 races this season. He's got a win already at Talladega. Another one here would end up putting him in contention, although there are 2 drivers as well that are outside the top 10 in standings that have 2 wins apiece right now, and that's Timmy Pacioli and Brandon Gonzalez. Let's see how the point standings are looking as Jared Crocious pulls away from everybody there. There you got the 31 of Ray Wilson, who crosses the stripe this time by in 13th. Jake Rogers, in order for him to lose the points lead, would have to be running in 21st or worst, and he's running in 22nd. So that would mean that I think now there's a tie for the points lead between Jake Rogers and Ray Wilson. We were talking about Timmy Pacioli and Brandon Gonzalez. Let's see where they're running right now. Timmy Pacioli is currently running up in the 9th position, but he's going to lose a spot to Patrick Murphy. Now another one he'll lose to Ray Wilson. How about Brandon Gonzalez, who actually started way back in the final row? He's up now, crossing the stripe along with behind Sean Galligan in the 26th position. James Bald slid a long ways back here, so also did John Dillon. Jared Crocious, though, continues to lead. Anthony McCurry trying to close in on him, and there's a new player up here in the front. Christian Janes in the 66. Mr. Consistency finally getting back to work here, and I'll tell you what, he now is kind of living up to his name again. He wasn't really at the first half of the season, but picked up a nice finish in the Oreo Truck Series race yesterday. He's also picked up a win this season in the Snickers Cup Series at Infineon, so not able to make all 3 chases this season. It doesn't look like that's mathematically possible for Christian Janes. However, he's doing very well right now, and now up ahead of him, a good battle on for second. Diego Brace has now caught up to Anthony McCurry, and he'll try taking away that spot. Christian Janes may be thinking about 3 wide for second, and that is indeed what is on the mind of Mr. Consistency as he moves down to the inside line. And here comes Devin Wilson. If ever a driver needed a win to boost his spirits, it'd be Devin, because he's had some really tough things happen to him. Ended up having an engine failure, or a tire going down rather, at Lowe's. Last week at Daytona, I believe it was last week. May have been at Chicagoland, but at one point he was off the pace, and we ended up confirming that it was a battery problem for Devin, and he's just had a lot of hard luck lately, as now he closes in, takes over third from Diego Brace. There's Stephen Dillon. Good run there for the 14 of Stephen, who really has had an up and down season in that 14 car, and here today, maybe it'll be an up for him as he's going to go down and hold that 4th position. But it's all going on behind Jared Crocious, and really, if Crocious is going to lose that lead, he'd have to have a caution come out. So right now, he's just praying this race is going to continue to be under the green flag. Now Devin Wilson will slide by Christian Janes. He'll take over 2nd position. There you see your top 5 in that screen. Crocious, Wilson, Janes, Dillon, and Brace. And Christian Janes says, no thanks. I was just running for 3rd for a moment there. I don't like it. I like 2nd better. And now he's going to take it back and bring Stephen Dillon along for the ride. As this all goes on, Ray Wilson, let's see where he's running now. Wilson is, well, He was up to 10th, but now he has slid back to 16th, and Jake Rogers is ahead of him now in the 25. There he is. He is now, I believe, a total of 12 points ahead of Ray Wilson in the live point standings as he battles it out with Jacob Rodriguez. But now he's gotten caught up on the high line, as has Ray Wilson. The two of them going to slide to the back now. Brandon Gonzalez, Sean Gallion, John Dillon, all moving down low on them. And now Ray Wilson's going to get down to the inside line and try and bypass Jake Rogers here. Let's watch this battle. This is a good battle right here between the drivers coming in first and second in the standings. Oh, ho, ho! Jake Rogers gets moved way up to the high side, and he's going to get bypassed big time. Wilson's by, Murphy's by, Harvey's by, Jake Cole now battling. Oh boy, did Jake Rogers lose out on that one right there. He's got to hope and pray he can get back to the inside line, and a new leader. Christian James has gotten by Jared Crocious. How about that? Obviously, Christian James very good here at Michigan. Had a good finish in the Truck Series, and following it up here. Whoa! Jared Crocious just getting moved out of the way there by Stephen Dillon. And we've got 11 laps to go here, folks, as Christian James is out in front. And the 5-Hour Energy Toyota Camry. Crocious now back in second. Stephen Dillon in third. And now Devin Wilson looks like he'll take over the fourth position. Christian James, though, leads the way. Let's see if Jake Rogers has been able to get back to that inside line. We saw that our points leader slipping through the field. No, he has not. He is still getting bypassed. Christian Worry, Ralph Green, Diego Brace, Robert Bent, they're all just bypassing the 25 car. And I'll tell you who's loving this. It's got to be Ray Wilson, who is up now in 16th position. Mathematically, he is the points leader right now. Let's see where he crosses the stripe this time. See, now gets challenged by Jake Cole, but now we'll move down to the inside line. He crosses in 20th. 28th position is where Jake Rogers would have to be running in order for it to be a tie. He's back in 31st and still losing positions by the handful. Really not good for Jake Rogers here. He's got to get back up to the front, as now Christian James has some company on the back bumper in forms of Jared Crocious and Stephen Dillon. 8 laps to go here at Michigan. Christian James leads. Jared Crocious second. Stephen Dillon third. Fourth is Devin Wilson. But there's a gap between Dillon to Wilson, and it may end up being between these three drivers. We've had a nice long green flag run here, but it's starting to spread the field out. And now we have a 3-car breakaway, and then it's a ways back to Devin Wilson. But Wilson seems to be the fastest car on the racetrack because he's closing in on these three to make it a 4-man fight. Yeah, Devin's only about 4 car lengths off the back bumper of third place Stephen Dillon. Two Toyotas, 2 Chevys, the top 4 right now. Stephen Dillon looking to the inside line of Jared Crocious, but can't make it stick this time. Look who's up in 5th all of a sudden here. It's Brandon Gonzalez, who started in the final row. 2 wins under his belt, and I think they're coming up on a slower race car here. They are. Jake Berg up ahead. Oh, they're going to try and make their way by him. Oh, that was mighty close. Careful, guys. Devin Wilson, that just closed him up on the back bumper of all these guys now. And everybody going to drive by the Jake Berg machine. And now, Christian James' momentum going to get halted. As now, here comes Jared Crocious. And look at how quickly Brandon Gonzalez closed in here, as he'll now go by that lap car of Jake Berg. Jared Crocious, the new leader, 5 laps to go. Devin Wilson now battles for second, and Brandon Gonzalez is in this pack now. He'll go down to the inside of Christian James. That's for 4th. He started in 41st position. He is not in the top 35 in the standings, but he has 2 wins, possibly going to get into the chase on those 2 wins, but He's still got a ways to go. As look at Jared Crocious' advantage over everybody now. Now John Brace getting into the mix now in the 16 car. That Jake Berg machine brought a few more players into this pack. It was a 4-car pack pretty much. Actually, it was almost really a 3-car pack at first. Crocious, Janes, and Dillon. Then Devin Wilson joined in. And now we got Kenny McCrory, Brandon Gonzalez, and John Brace all now in contention for maybe taking the win here. But Jared Crocious, a second win here could help him out as well. He is doing well in the standings, though, so he'll probably be able to get in the top 10, but still a second win would be most helpful to the plans of the 99, I'm sure. Stephen Dillon looking for his first career win as he runs there in second. Devin Wilson third, Brandon Gonzalez fourth. It's now a 4-car breakaway there before you get back to fifth place. Christian Janes, and then right behind him in sixth is John Brace. Here comes Stephen Dillon to the inside, looking for career win number 1, with 3 laps to go. Stephen Dillon to the point. Devin Wilson there in second now. And Brandon Gonzalez going to take third from Jared Crocious. Crocious has now faded from view. 2 laps remaining in this race. Stephen Dillon leads the way. Now Brandon Gonzalez going to try and take second from the car of Devin Wilson. Christian Janes, who lost the lead, suddenly working his way back up to the front here. As Stephen Dillon has a huge advantage over everybody else. He's got to try and maintain that, and if he can, he may pick up career win number 1 here in the Mobil 1 Cup Series. Off turn 4. Stephen Dillon will receive the white flag, but Brandon Gonzalez is within striking distance. Dillon's going to have his hands full. He's going to have to hold off a driver who has 2 wins so far this season. Oh, and he is there. Brandon Gonzalez is there. Stephen Dillon's going to have to play major defense. It's going to be Dillon, Gonzalez to battle it out. And Brandon Gonzalez gets a run to the inside here on the final lap. Can Dillon hang there? If I were him, I'd let Brandon Gonzalez on by and try a slingshot move off turn 4. But Brandon Gonzalez, folks, is going to win 3 races this season, and he will win at Michigan. Brandon Gonzalez picked up his first career Mobil 1 Cup Series win at Infineon, followed it up in race 11 at Lowe's, and now picks up win number 3 this season, and that, folks, has clinched himself a spot in the chase. Brandon Gonzalez will be a contender for the Season 2 Mobil 1 Cup Series Championship after picking up his 3rd career win here today. Tough break for Stephen Dillon. He was so close to picking up his first career win. But Brandon Gonzalez will be a championship contender, picking up win number 3. He started in 41st for Pete's sakes, and wins it here today. Well, boy, I'll tell you what, an exciting Truck Series event with Dylan Young in his 2nd career start winning his first career Truck Series race, and Brandon Gonzalez picks up career win number 3 here in style, bypassing Stephen Dillon on the final lap. You've been watching the production of NNSCRA, now merged with the NCGMRS. Snickers Cup Series coming up next. This has been the Mobil 1 Cup Series, and here come the finishing order and the standings.